Hello, hello. Welcome to Alexa, a Clear Code member. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Yay. We're here with Alexa today because she had tried everything from dermatologist, every holistic trick you can think of for her acne. She was on Accutane twice and her acne was relentless. And after finding the clear code and taking a bunch of action steps, she had fantastic results with her skin. So we're sitting down today to talk about her journey in the clear code. Welcome, Alexa. Welcome again.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here. So tell us, take us back. When did you first start breaking out? Were you a
Oh,
teenager? Like, how did all that look?
long story. I'm 32 years old,
Yeah.
so it was a good 20 years of me dealing with acne. So
Oh my,
I started getting acne when I was like 11, 12, like when I first got my period.
yeah.
And it wasn't so bad, and then it just got progressively worse in my teenage years. I got bullied a lot. I put a lot of foundation on my face just to cover a big
Yeah.
cystic acne. And I eventually went on Accutane when I was 16, when I was in high school,
Yeah.
and it cleared it, but it was a pretty excruciating experience. My lips were chapped and cracked and bloody, and I was tired all the time. I was depressed, but I kind of didn't care because I was like, all right, well,
Getting
six
better.
months, it's fine, it's better.
Yeah.
And then it was clear and it was fine for like 3 years. And then it started in college, it started rearing itself up again. I was like, oh man. So then I went on it again. So I
Uh-huh.
went on butane again.
Mhm.
And then again, it was like 1 or 2 years. And then it started coming back in my later 20s. And then that's kind of where like the chapter where I kind of met up with you was that I had it kind of under control, but
Yeah.
with topicals, with benzoyl peroxides, all the things in my 20s. But then when I turned 30, I think my hormones just they all changed. So it got progressively worse. And then I just did a lot of research and I didn't, I live a pretty healthy lifestyle and I wanted to figure out how to do this in a holistic way. And I didn't even want to, I was healing my gut and I didn't even want to know what it did to me with the 2 rounds of Accutane, all the antibiotics I took, all the things that I put in my body, on my body. It was a really frustrating road because all the dermatologists I saw I felt like I was gaslit by a lot of them.
What did you think? What did you feel they gaslit you about? Same. It was so frustrating.
I had so many of them say like it doesn't matter what you eat, or they would give me I think I had 4 different doctors give me spirulactane and I told you it doesn't work. I told them it didn't work and they're like, well, you're taking it wrong, or they were trying to like say like no, it works. Like I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because I've done this. Yeah.
Oh, the dermatologist was the worst experience in shame. I felt like I would go and I'd be like, oh, this one's going to help. And then they would just look at me for maybe 42 seconds, dismiss the heck out of me, make me feel so small. Like I always left feeling small and stupid. And I didn't have the solution. So I felt worse than when I went in every single time for 15 years.
And they see you for 5 minutes.
Max. Max.
Maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes, that's it. And then you take your prescriptions, you go home and they're giving you the same stuff that everyone else is giving you.
Yeah, and it's like when you go to the doctor, you're really whatever you're going for, right? There is a power dynamic, right? Like they're the more powerful person in the room, you feel kind of in a weakened state, you're ultimately going to ask for help. And then when they kind of make you feel so horrible, it was so demoralizing for me because I had acne for 15 years. So it was like by the end, I was like, yeah, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
You're really similar to so many people. I would say most people that come to me are on Accutane twice. And for each of them, it's worked like some people it only lasts for like 3 months after, which is like so annoying to take it and then, right? 3 months. And then other people like 2 to 3 years, they max out and then their acne comes back, is usually what I've seen. So I know how frustrating that must feel. And do you remember what you searched for to look for me when you found me? Like, do you remember what you were Googling or where you found me?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I know you remember this when I did a Zoom call with you. Like, I just had so many trust issues. And I was like, are you actually going to help me? Because I think I was just at the end of my rope. I just went down a rabbit hole looking for all these holistic options, like every YouTuber being like, Like the dandelion tea was how I found you because I heard about the dandelion. So that's how I initially found you. But I was looking for everything. I was looking for dandelion tea, spearmint tea, lemon juice, manuka honey. Like so, like I can't even like think of all the things I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've done a lot of holistic things on your own.
Yeah. So I was on like benzoyl peroxides and actives and stuff, and they were mitigating stuff. But then what happened was I actually went to a naturopath before you, and you
Yeah.
would think that would be a really good experience, but it actually was. It was a really scarring and horrific experience because she gaslit me more than any of the other dermatologists I had and kind of made me scared of food.
No, which is so
Because
common.
she made me feel really bad that like I'm the one causing my acne because I'm not eating healthy. But
Mm,
she was picking out all these food groups. So I wasn't eating anything. I was like it was like any fermented foods. Like she had me on the candida diet, which I'm like, this is not sustainable. She had me on like not eating anything, almost anything. When I came to you, I was at the end of my rope because I'm like, I'm eating healthy. What is happening? I'm
yeah.
doing all the things, and it's still like I feel like it almost that experience stressed me out that the stress was causing more acne than anything I was actually putting in my body.
Oh, yeah, that happens. So many people come to me with ultimately they're afraid of food at this point, where they feel like they can't eat anything. And so much of what I try to focus on initially for everyone is like, look at all these foods we're going to eat for everyone, because I know how stressful that can feel. And what was the thing in our initial call that made you think, oh, okay, this might work for me? And or like that you felt you could trust me? I mean, I think that trust issue thing is,
It was that you saying like I want to teach you how to have a sustainable way to do this, and that like you can eat what you want twice a week.
yeah,
Also, just the way you were on the Zoom call with me was really nice because I feel like this industry is very predatory, especially like towards people who are really vulnerable in this space. And I actually talked to another person who does something similar to what you do, but like they were using really bullying like sales tactics on me. Like if you don't sign up in the next 24 hours, then you're not serious about your journey or whatever. And it was just really, I was like, oh, I don't like that. And they were actually like cheaper than you technically. And I was like, I don't care. I don't trust you because
mm, so
they were like trying to like get my pain points to make me pay. And you were like, we're gonna what I really loved about you was that you said whether this is 6 weeks or, you know, a couple months, 4 months, like I'll work with you until it's clear. You gave me that space and that's I felt like I could trust you going into this.
I love that. That is a key factor in what I do. I've been doing this for so long. I'm doing it for like 10 and a half years. I was just talking to someone about it. It only works if you 100% believe it'll work, if you 100% trust me, and if I know I can help you, right? That's obviously the final piece. But if I know I can help someone and I try to force them into me helping them, no, it won't work. I've been doing
Yeah.
it so long and I get it. So I'm always very like, I am in. It's kind of like anything else. It's like I'm 150% in if you are, but if you're not, that's totally cool. Like we can always revisit it too. I think I might have mentioned that.
Mhm.
Like you don't have to sign up today. Well, you can sign up in 3 months if you want. Like it can be whenever it works best for you. So I've found, and like sometimes it's not the best time for people. I only want people to join the clear code if they're like 100% in, because then what happens is they have what you have happen and then life is beautiful because you're 100% committed to the process. Okay, so you ended up joining. What was like when you first started? Did that feel comfortable for you when you first started the action steps? How did that feel to see all the recipes and all the food and all the things?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was a little overwhelming at first, but the way you did it was really, really nice. Like you having all the recipes was great. So like like the last naturopath I had, she was like, "All right, don't eat this. All right, good luck." So it was nice to have a roadmap of foods to eat, and I also love the way you talked about like cycling with your period because I
Mm,
no one ever told me that. It just clicked. I'm like, yeah, that makes so much sense
yeah.
that you eat certain foods at different parts of your cycle.
Yes, yes. I think that's like definitely a movement that's growing for all of us, right? And as you went through the process, what would you say kind of the biggest mindset shift for you was as you followed the program?
I mean, for me in particular, I think just not being so scared of food. I'm pretty rigid with like eating healthy, but I was eating the same things every day. So like having variety in my food was like, I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of what's going on. And also just the stress I was feeling, like it was like a cycle because I would be eating healthy, but I'd be so stressed about what I'm eating that the stress was
Yeah,
causing.
creatively. Yeah, totally. And what foods are you eating more of that you weren't eating at all maybe 8 months ago? Like, what are you enjoying that's fun? Just
So it's just like a variety of things actually, like different vegetables, like leeks and bok choy, and just like a lot of like a big variety of like more cruciferous vegetables, like other than broccoli, like more cabbage. I didn't eat cabbage before as much, so just trying to diversify the vegetables and the meat that I eat.
like it. And do you find that like occasionally here or there you're having sweet things or like favorite foods? What's like your favorite dessert? Do you feel like you have that occasionally?
So I do occasionally. I've been pretty good about just staying away from sugar because it just doesn't make me feel good.
Yeah,
But,
same.
I had pizza the other day, and that was good, and I was like that was a food I was really terrified of and really missed. So, I had
I'm
pizza the other day, and I was fine.
Yay! This
Yeah.
makes me so happy. And how
Yeah.
did you feel I know when you have acne, especially in your 20s, right? Because I had acne in my mid-20s and I was like, "Nobody else has acne around me. This isn't cute anymore." Like, when you're 16, you can kinda like, everyone has acne. Was being in the Clear Code group helpful to see other people's experiences? How was that experience for you?
Yeah, that was helpful. It was being in the group and seeing people's photos
Mhm.
that were, like, a couple months ahead of me. That was really helpful because I was really discouraged, like a month or like, maybe, like, the first month because I wasn't seeing any progress, and I was actually seeing myself kinda get a little worse before it got better. So that was really good to have that, so I wasn't losing my mind.
Yeah, no. Sometimes everyone's journey is a little different. It's so funny because the fundamentals are the same for everyone, but everyone's journey is a little different, like a teeny bit. What would you say, that being said, the biggest action steps that supported you the most were, if you had to name 1 to 2 or 2 to 3?
I think the seed cycling helped a lot, and then also when you suggested, the dim, that really was a big change for
Yeah.
me. Like, when we figured out, like, that I was estrogen dominant and you added in the dim, I saw, like, right after that, I really did see a big shift.
And do you feel like the Clear Code currently is sustainable for you now? Do you feel like you're able to eat it, to follow it really easily?
Yeah, I do it pretty intuitively now. Like, I still have the recipes printed out in, like, the kitchen, but I don't do as many of them anymore just because I can kind of intuitively do it. Like, I'm in my ovulation period right now, so I put flax seeds in my yogurt today and, like, fruit and, so, like, I just kinda intuitively am using my own.
I don't want you to eat the same thing as Kelsey, for example. I want you to eat what Alexa wants to eat based on your needs, your career, your movement throughout the day, your body type, your skin type. Like, I want you to eat what's based for you.
Mhm.
And on that note, how's your skin feeling now? How's
Oh,
it?
it's the best. It's the best it's ever been.
So happy.
Oh, yeah, it's really, really good. And, like, changing my topical routine obviously was a
Yeah.
big deal too. So it was just, like, the combo of having both was really, really good.
What would you say, last question, if you had to say kind of the best part and or the best kind of transformation to come out of the Clear Code, if you had to identify it, what would that be for you? I know it's a tough
I
question.
think knowing my body better because it's like I was so frustrated over the years, and I just had some hormone, imbalance, and I'm using food to support that. So, I think the biggest thing that came out of it is that I feel more powerful in, like, the foods that I eat, the foods that I choose, and that I know that they're actually nourishing my body, and instead of other people telling me what to eat and me being like, "I don't that doesn't work for me," and it's, like, causing me to break out. So, I think just, like, having more just feeling more, like, autonomous with knowing what's healthy for me and, like, what works for me.
Anything else that you can think of that you'd like to add? No pressure if there's, but
Yeah, so, I'm actually and this was really nice to talk to you about because I freaked out when we first started because I had an IUD and I was like, "Is my IUD causing acne?" Because everyone's like, "Go off birth control," and I'm like, "Well, it's not that simple because I can't, I don't wanna have babies right now." So the way that you kinda talked about how, like, we could support that was really nice. And, that was a big deal for me, and also, I had never been regular before because of the IUD and stuff, but now I'm regular and I still have the IUD, so that is a really big, big thing.
huge.
Yeah.
I love that. So there are two big byproducts that come about the clear coat that I don't really like market per se, right? Like I'm not sharing a lot about because they're not my main focus, right? And I never want to profess to be an expert in something that I'm not. But there are two big side effects. Number one, I would say 98% of people's cycles will normalize within the program, which again, it surprises me every time. Not that it should, but it's not the main goal, right? But it's like wild. And or number two, they have babies if they want to have babies and they've been trying for a while.
Yeah.
Always. Like if someone comes into the program, they say they've been trying to have a baby for a few months. I'm like, well, I would get started about thinking that could be a possibility. And again, I don't, that is not what I do, but it's wild how many client cycles come in really dysregulated and then it just like normalizes out. And it doesn't happen overnight. It
Yeah.
happens over like 2 to 3 to 4 month period. And you're like, whoa, every 28-ish days now or whatever it is for that person, it's normalized. So that makes me so pumped because too, that makes you feel sane when your period is regular. And because when my periods are regular, it impacts me mentally for sure. Does it do that to you?
Yeah. Yeah. And it also is just like a good indicator that like our body's a symphony, that everything's, right. And like, everything is in harmony.
Yeah. Oh, that makes me so happy, Alexa. This makes me so. I remember when you came in, you were very anxious, and a lot of people are. And
It's rough. It's pretty rough.
a lot of people are like you though, and that's my job too. And kind of to your point of the person you spoke to before, like people get very understandably very, very, very emotional about their appearance in general, right? It could be for weight loss, weight gain, bodybuilding, acne, aging, right? Especially for us women, there's so much pressure, all the things. So everyone gets very emotional, but it is my job to hold space for that and then also like lead us to the path of where you feel more secure. So you're in good company there. I would say most people I speak with are very emotional about this again, understandably, especially if you deal with it for decades. It's so annoying.
Yeah, I was at the end of my rope when I saw you.
You're in good company. Most of the clients are that we work with.
Yeah.
But that's, I'm doing it for so long too. I can always tell if I can help someone. And if I can't, I would have told you that too. Because
Mhm.
you are like, what if I said I could help you and I couldn't? That's a nightmare. It's like the experience that you had prior. So I would hate that. So that makes me so happy. And I was so excited to see your pictures that you sent over on Instagram the other day, and I'll share them with this video too. So I'm so thankful that you're here and that you've had such a wonderful experience, Alexa. And thank you so much for doing this with me.
Yeah, you're so welcome.